the recent update to the way the pet system works, there have been a bunch of rumors about how you can harvest more talent skills and do this and do that. And I thought most of it's gotta be BS. So I went and I actually reached out to support and I got the answers. And I've got some tips and tricks in this video that are gonna help you get better pets based off of those answers. So stick around in this video for all the things you need to know to get better war pets in Call of Dragons. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And every time there's a luck-based thing in a game, players will fabricate all kinds of weird theories about the way that the systems actually work without knowing whether or not it's true. And they're like, I did it once, it must be true. And I lose my mind. We saw this in Rise of Kingdoms with crafting equipment and getting the special talent. I have experienced this in spades. And the number of people who will latch on to the false theories of how the game will work is shocking. So I reached out to support to get some answers. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about, some tips and tricks that can help you get better pets in Call of Dragons. All right. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is, as many of you know, and you're probably watching this video, you know this, recently, the developers did an update that lets you go and upgrade skills onto your pet. Upgrading skills onto a pet is freaking sweet. So I can go in, all right, and I can hit skill upgrade. And any of these skills for which I have some extra cards floating around, I can do upgrades. Now, this is the context under which we're having this conversation, because now I can upgrade my talent skill. Poggers, right? Well, to upgrade my talent skill, I need more one-star talent skills. So how am I going to go get those? Now, there are a ton of theories that were floating around. Some of them I thought for sure would be cap. Total BS. Ain't no way. Just randomness that people are getting lucky. So I reached out to the developers. And the first thing that I reached out to the developers about is, if I've got a pet, and let's pick one like this. Okay, it's got 2 one-star skills. One of them's a talent skill. Am I more likely to get the talent skill or the other skill? And any skills that have the same star level have an equal chance of being retrieved when you go and you ditch the pet. So when you release your pet and send it back into the world, right, it will be a 50-50 split between these 2 skills. So the next kind of question is, okay, so what if there is a star level difference here? Is there an equal chance when there's a star level difference that I'm going to get the 2 skills? And let me find a pet. Here's one, right? This is 1 star. This is 0 stars. And what the developers indicated, what support indicated, is that lower star level skills have a higher % chance of being harvested than higher star skills. So in this weird instance, the rumors that were being circulated about the way this works, it's actually true. It is actually true that you are more likely to retrieve lower star level skills. Now, this brings us to the tips and tricks to get the skills that you want. And this context really matters a lot, all right? So let's get a look at a pet, and let's start with this one, this Bruin Bear. Now, if I want to get this talent skill, Quickening, then to increase my chances of that, I need to have less skills on this pet. Because right now, it's an equal chance of getting all 3 of these, and this is actually the pet I showed to support, where I was like, hey, you know, how does this work if all the star levels are the same? They said it's equal for all 3 of these. So what you can do is you can regenerate it down to 2 skills. In fact, I think there's this guy right here. This is a great example. I definitely don't want Poison Gland. Okay, 0 star. I definitely don't want Swift Revenge, 0 star. Okay, I'm very interested in the talent skill. And I'm actually very interested in Timely Strike. I mean, I might be more interested in Timely Strike, strangely enough. So, as I mentioned, regenerating down to, in this case, 2 skills is going to be the way to go. I'm like, okay, this is taking me some tries, but here we go. Okay, took me some number of tries, 2 skills, hit save, GG, easy. I lose those other 2 skills, but now I have a chance to get the talent skill and a chance to get Timely Strike, but this is 1 star. The chance of getting Timely Strike is lower than the chance of getting Infection. Now, in most cases, you might say, well, that's a good thing, right? Because you would rather have this talent skill. And this brings us to something interesting. whichever skill you want, make sure it is the lower star level skill on the pet. So as an example, here I've got a talent skill. Here I've got robust body. I do not want robust body, okay? There is no world in which I want this. Now, there's a couple ways to approach this. One would be to take a 1-star skill that I have that I don't want. This is Manic Might. It's borderline irrelevant to me, okay? And apply it to this spot. Now, my chances will be better of getting infection, okay? So I can show you how that works, and maybe I'll get lucky, and maybe I won't. So let's find out, okay? So we can go in here. We go skills. We're going to take Manic Might. We're going to learn it. We're going to put it here. Now, before I do this, I want to point out that there's a limited number of 1-star skills that you can get in the game now. So one thing you might consider, especially with a skill like Manic Might, is that if you wanted to spend your pet currency, you could just buy the 0-star skill, put it in this slot, and then upgrade it to 1 star. All right? So that's a trick that you could do. Now, I don't care about the skill. I would have sold it anyways. So like it's neither here nor there how I go about doing this. All right? So we're going to hit replace. We're going to hit confirm. Now, theoretically, I have a higher chance of getting the talent skill, but there's still a chance I get the 1-star skill. So I might get this one. All right? Let's see which one I get. Might get lucky, might not, but VIP support has confirmed that it is more likely I get the 0-star skill. So we hit this. We hit confirm. I got Manic Might. It is funny. It is funny. So technically, I got lucky in this instance. And this is the interesting thing about, well, gosh, like, do I really want to put a higher star skill level onto a pet? So the good news is that if you get wrecked like I just did and didn't get the talent skill, then at least you got the higher star skill back, right? So in a worst case, you're getting your higher star skill back. In a best case, you harvest the one you wanted. And so the way to think about it is that the price of the one that you want is the cost of the second skill you put on here that you would get back. So I can do this again. Okay. We take Manic Might. We're going to learn it. We're going to put it here. We're going to hit replace. We're going to hit confirm. The chances are higher that I get the talent skill back. I low-key hope that I don't, because then it proves to it exactly proves my point that so much of like community sentiment ends up being based on one person thinking, wow, I did this once and look, it worked for me. We know what reality is, and we also know that randomness could yield a different result. So here we go. The 1-star skill's here. This is 0 stars. I should get the 0-star, but will I? Let's find out. We harvest, and there it is. Okay? Now, technically, if I showed you 2 examples of this, and I was like, look, one time I did, one time I didn't, you shouldn't believe that it's true. The only reason you should believe this is true is because I reached out to VIP support, and they're like, yes, this is how it works. Okay? And even then, VIP support could be wrong, but like a sample size of 2 is not really a credible amount of data points to be like, oh yeah, this definitely works that way. Anyways, here's an interesting one. A 1-star infection skill on a pet. Well, I really want this 1-star skill. I really, really want this 1-star skill. This is what I need. I need 4 of these to actually be able to go in and on my Venom Lizard, take him to 2 stars with the talent skill. So there's a couple strategies here. One would be, hey, in prior seasons, I proactively bought some 2-star skills. I could go and I could just put a 2-star skill onto this pet in this slot, and I'm more likely to get the talent skill. Worst case, I get the 2-star skill back. But that's actually, in my opinion, a bad strategy, especially at the end of the season. If you have a lot of 1-star skills, you still can deploy. What I should do, I think, is go in, if I have the currency and I want to potentially get another 2-star skill. It all depends on how much pet currency you have. But if I want to optimize pet results rather than pet currency, what I should do is I should say, okay, what 2-star skill would I be happy to have? You see where this is going? So I could look at my pets here and I could say, gosh, what's a cheap 2-star skill I'd be happy to have? Well, if I look at my Venom Lizard, I'd be pretty happy to end up with a 2-star Counter-Strike. That'd be kind of cool. I like Counter-Strike. That's pretty legit. If I upgrade this, in fact, right, like that's a nice little damage boost. Okay, so if I would be happy with a 2-star Counter-Strike, let's go into the shop and see what a Counter-Strike costs. And ideally, we're looking for a cheap one, a cheap skill, that is. So Counter-Strikes, it's getting up there in price, 4,137. You definitely can find cheaper. Look at how cheap Track and Hunt is. Oh my God, it's because it's a bad skill, to be honest. You know, it's kind of funny, but like hit back and hit weakness end up being the ones, and eviscerate. Even though I'd really like the Counter-Strike one, these 3 actually look really good, really cheap at 2 stars. Really, really cheap. Love to see that. So for this strategy, do I actually end up just go? Dude, I think I just hit back is the cheapest. I think that's what I end up doing here, strangely enough. Look how cheap it is. So, you know, what will be cheapest will depend on where you're at, and you know, when you're doing this and what the price is for everybody. But would I like to put a 3-star hit back onto this pet? I mean, yeah, sure. Right? Just like straight up more crit rate on my counterattacks. Seems really good on Goresh and Skogul, doesn't it? Right? Generally for an infantry pet, that seems really good. So if I go that route, that's what I could do. Hit weakness is also a great choice, I will point out, because that is really, really good over here on a Night Rock, okay? Very powerful pet. And also, I mean, Eviscerate, very, very good. So actually, like a lot of really stellar choices here for what we could go and do. But what I'm going to actually go and do is I'm going to cruise on down, and let's just do it. We'll go with hit back, all right? It's already on there, so I save a little currency, all right? So here we go. So we're going to go here, and we're going to skill upgrade, okay? And first, I have to buy this a couple times. Buy, upgrade. Can I buy a couple at a time? I guess I only have so much space in my inventory. All right. Upgrade. Hello, game. Okay, there we go. Maybe I just stick to one at a time here. Boom. All right, so now I've taken it to 1 star. So theoretically, the odds are even here between the 2 of these. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to upgrade this sucker all the way up to 2 stars. And the reason is that, okay, it's going to cost me 4 of my 1-star season purchases of this skill. Worst case, I end up with a 2-star hit back. Hey, that ain't bad, right? Best case, I end up with the talent skill. So I'm going to spend 205. All right. 205. 205. And 205 again. All right. Now, this is using up my 1-star skill purchases to do this. And this is the cost of guaranteeing you get this talent skill, or at least giving yourself a better chance. Or in a worst case, hey, I got a 2-star skill I wanted. Big poggers, right? So from here, we sell off the pet and hope for the best, right? And I have a higher chance of getting this. In a worst case, I just got a 2-star skill that I wanted, and I was able to go in and pick this up. So let's do it. GG, here it is. Please give me the 1-star, actually, please. All right, so we hit confirm, and we got it. Big poggers. So for the price of, I don't know, like 1,300 or so currency, I was able to go guarantee I could get this. Guarantee is the wrong word. I was able to increase my chances of getting this. I don't know how much it sways things, but it feels like a very meaningful swaying of your chances here. All right, so we got it. Big poggers, right? And that's the way you want to treat your pets. Now, you used to be able to get pets that have 0 skills or 1 skill on them. I don't know if you still can catch a pet that has 0 skills or 1 skill. But 0 or 1 skill pets are the most important catches you will make. Why is that? Well, if a pet has only 0 skills or 1 skill, that means you can either replace the existing skill with a skill of your choice, upgrade it to 2 stars, and harvest it. Guaranteed you will get that skill, because that's how the game works now. You're guaranteed to get a skill. Okay? Or, I think that's actually the main thing you would do. You put the skill you want on there, and then, right now, if I want to get a 1-star infection, okay? If I wanted to get a 1-star infection, if I had a 0 or 1 skill pet. Okay. I could go in and I could put all these little infection thingies onto it. All right. I put all these infection thingies onto it, bring it up to 1 star. And then there's only 1 skill in there. I'm guaranteed to get it, right? So right now, there's no way to guarantee unless you have a 0 or 1 skill pet. You go in, you deploy what you want onto there, then you harvest what you want off there when you're ready. The only way I can go about it now is to, again, use up, like 1,000 currency on hit back, and either I get the hit back, which is a win, or I get the 1-star talent skill, which is a win. And those are my only 2 options now, all right? So this one's kind of weird because I almost would prefer the timely strike than the 0-star infection. I know that sounds a little weird, but I seem to be getting a lot of infection, and I can't guarantee I will get a timely strike anytime soon. To be determined. I'm now over here where Manic Mite is already on this pet. Like, I've kind of got a choice here. Do I want a 50-50 gamble, or do I want to build a skill I'm really interested in? And I think what I want to do is build a skill I'm really interested in to increase my chances of actually harvesting the one that I want. So, weirdly enough, I think in this instance, I would go in and I would replace this with a 0-star skill. Bit of a yikes, but is what it is. I would probably just do hit back and just do this hit back ladder all over again. So for the sake of the video, let's go do it. I buy hit back, I put it here. GG is what it is. Replace. All right. Now, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do a skill upgrade. It will be a real tragedy to accidentally do this. So just be really careful. I'm not sure if it would be better for me to proactively put my 1-star skills into the pet I really want or not. Because if I catch a 2-star skill or a 3-star skill later, I'm going to feel like a bozo, but whatever. The thing about picking the Venom Lizard is that this thing is actually fire. So would I mind having multiple Venom Lizards? It's probably going to be okay. But let's go now and we'll do our upgrades. 50 currency. I kind of bugged it out when I did, I think, multiple at a time here. So I'm just going to do it one at a time. All right. Good. Now we're going to upgrade again. 205. Boom. 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 Yeah, I guess it's only 1,000 total currency. This is super worth. So either I'm going to get the 1-star, very likely chance, or I get the 2-star, and I need this. Win-win, baby. Okay, here we go. So let's do it. Please actually be the talent skill. It's the 2-star. All right, is what it is. Would much rather have had the pet skill in this instance. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking 1-star skills, converting them up. Worst case, I get the 2-star skill. Kind of needed that 2-star skill. It's not so bad. Okay? It's not, it's not so bad. So theoretically, what I plan to do anyways is I'm going to wait till the next season because I think because I'm capturing level 45 pets and I don't want to stop doing that until the next season, I think I'm not getting any 0 or 1-star pets, or sorry, 0 or 1 skill pets. I don't know if you can still catch those though. If you have any 0 or 1 skill pets, keep them. They are actually the most important building block. What I plan to do, rather than upgrade this to 1-star and then make a 2-star hit back over here and retrieve it, I think what I want to do is just wait till the next season and maybe I can, I don't know, guarantee I can get what I want. The problem is that I only have a couple days left and I have a lot of these 1-star skill purchases left, and I would like to convert those into value. So we'll see what I end up doing. Keep in mind, there are other pets I could go work on where I have 1-star skills and I could upgrade them, purchasable ones. I could go in and work on this pet a little bit. I could just buy 1-star hitbacks and upgrade this pet. That would not be a terrible plan. So there may be some more pet upgrades I do between now and the end of season where, look, what I am advising to guarantee you get that 1-star skill comes at a cost. but it doesn't even guarantee it. I keep using that word. The probability of obtaining a skill card after release is related to the star level. The same star level is the same probability. The lower star probability is greater than the higher star probability. So if you want to increase your chances, then this technique is actually fact. It is not cap. Even though you wouldn't have drawn that conclusion from watching what I did today, because it was like a 50-50 on both of them for my result. But that's just randomness. That's just how it goes, all right? If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. If you want to see where my pets are at now, my best pets, I've got my Venom Lizard. It's my primary focus. I did a lot of rallying and garrisoning with this pet. I don't know if it will continue to be that way, but it might in the short term. And in the long term, infantry freaking slap, man. They're so important. People, I mean, we have a reputation in BDO for like just bringing more infantry than everybody else. And they're like, how do you keep having infantry? Anyways, infantry matters. I'm working on this. I've also got pretty sick Sapphire. It's looking pretty good. All right. This is following the guidance I put out in my videos on like, hey, this is how you should build the pet. This pet over here could use a little bit of work. Haven't decided what I want to do yet with this one. To be determined what I'm going to do with my Snow Peak. I think this skill is likely to get replaced, Poison Gland, especially now that I can just, like, look, I'm going to buy, 1-star skills, upgrade this to 2-star. Sure, I should totally do that. Buy some, 1-star skills, replace up to a 2-star over here. That's another thing I'm going to do. And this is the bonus tip if you made it like this far into the video. Yeah, you can buy 5 2-star skills a season, but don't lose out on the fact that you can buy a bunch of 1-star skills and make 2-star skills on the pet you wanted, and then use the 2-star skills that you buy for upgrading the skill on the pet. There's your bonus tip, all right? There's your bonus tip. I think I showed you this one earlier. My game plan with this is to get a couple skills here. I think the 2 skills that I want to get are going to be the Super Ravage, right? And I don't think I want to get Forceful Ravage, although it's tempting. It might be Forceful Ravage. In this case, it'd be 31.42% extra damage. That's not so bad. I was thinking about, I don't know. Oh, I mean, I guess that's the 3-star version. I was thinking about Tooth and Claw potentially, because that would also enhance Wild Chain Strike. I got to figure out what I want to do. To be determined. But the end of season reward I'm probably getting this season is going to be, where the heck is it, man? Your boy Cheese over here is just all over the place. Super Ravage. 26.19% extra chance of triggering. That's a lot of extra damage. That's a lot of extra damage. And it might be why I just need to go in and just bite the bullet and pay the higher cost on the not Super Ravage, the Forceful Ravage. Even though, like, this skill is so expensive. It's so expensive. But maybe that's the play. Like, I'd probably get it up to 2 stars. And I'd use the 1-star skill trick to go and do it. Right? So buy 5 of the 1 stars. And it'd be, like, see, this is the thing. It's like 18.8% extra damage, but only this ability. Okay? Whereas, I could get Tooth and Claw. This is 14.15 for this pet. Well, hold up. No, I mean, I think I do Tooth and Claw, actually. See? You see how this gets weird? I guess it's based a little bit on, of course, the attributes for your pet, right? But this guy over here is doing 82.6 every 3 chain strikes. I get chain strikes all the time, right? I get chain strike triggers all the time, man. 50% chance when you do normal attack damage. And on Sin Fray, yeah, no, dude, Tooth and Claw is one of the most goated skills, low-key. It's like actually deceptively good. It is shockingly good. People overlook that all the freaking time, man. All the freaking time. So many tips at the end of this video. Anyways, those are my best pets. I also use this Frost Bear, as you saw, but it's like really, like very much a backup option for like the double infantry situation, which I find myself not doing nearly as much as I thought I would. And then also, I've got this pet. Before it was revealed the way that this skill, Pain Bloom, actually worked, hitting 1 Legion base instead of 2, which is what it implied originally. I invested in on this, and I'm perfectly happy with it, right? But this would be a very expensive pet to upgrade. Elemental Harmony, super expensive. Magic Fortune, super expensive. I'll probably keep that one the way it is and work on a shadow, right? Like I've got the shell of just an amazing shadow here. A truly spectacular shadow that I could make out of that. So that'll probably be the play. And at some point I'll run 3 mages anyways. So like having this pet chilling is going to be fine. And then I've not made a Bruin. I've got a template sitting around somewhere that I could work with, right? Oh yeah, dude, I've got this. Like, I don't know about you, but I found Cavalry to be like really low value still relative to all my other units. So I don't even know if I want to spend the currency to get these up to 2-star. Honestly, the Cavs are just really second rate for me. And then Golden Rock, same story. Like, I could spend a bunch of 1-star skills and power these up, but I don't think I'm going to do it, man. I don't think I'm going to do it. If you're looking for more information about pets, for example, if you didn't know that gosh, Chain Strike and Counter Strike are 2 of the best pet skills in the game, card in the end screen. Check that video out. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.